This is Eddie Hearn, we are weighing in.
Yes, weighing in with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, first and foremost,
I've noticed when you ask questions, you do that a lot. I mean, it's like thinking, you know, like pondering your other question.
Congrats on the men's health shoot. I can't lie, you're looking kind of wham.
Do you know what? I'm feeling a bit chubby actually. I think like my trainer keeps saying to me, keep eating, which is greet to hear. But my weight's going up.
You're going to see you on stage with some wire fronts?
No, I don't think
so.
No. Too hairy for the oil.
You can always get rid of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Listen, let's talk about tomorrow night. There's been a major development. Can you give us the latest? Michael Benson has tweeted saying the fight could be off. Is there any truth in that?
No. It's Ben Davidson's over there. We've spoke to both teams, and obviously the British Boxing Board of Control made their decision to not allow Maurizio Lara to make championship weight. They check weight fighters during the week, and they deemed that it wouldn't be healthy or safe for Maurizio Lara to make 126 pounds.
Yeah.
So what they did was they said you can't come in any lighter than 128.5. You have to come in above that. He came in at 129.7 or 8 or whatever it was. There has been in-depth discussions with Ben Davison and Team Lee Wood about the results of that and things put in place to make them comfortable to proceed. They're happy to proceed. Fight goes ahead tomorrow night. What I can tell you is that Maurizio Lara is stripped of the title officially by the WBA. He can't win the world title tomorrow night. Lee Wood can. If Lee Wood wins tomorrow night, he's a WBA world champion.
Wow. I mean, we saw Chantel Cameron beat Katie Taylor last week, and people said Chantel fought Taylor at the right time. Can that be said to the same for Lee Wood? He's fought him at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got two ways to look at it. One is Maurizio Lara was heavier, and at the other time, you've got the situation where Maurizio Lara clearly hasn't had the camp that may be required to make the championship weight. So I think that both guys are going to be the same weight in the ring tomorrow night. But Lee Wood has prepared himself fiercely for this camp, has made weight safely, and he'll be very confident he can become world champion tomorrow.
If Lee wins, is the City Ground fight 100% on?
Yeah, it's something that we want to do, but I think ultimately that's a huge fight, him and Josh Warrington.
On the other side of things, BT Sport, we've got Mick Conran versus Luis Lopez. If he wins, can we see a unification fight between them probably?
Yeah, I think it's a great fight as well. Lopez Conlan's a great fight. Obviously in Lee's mind, just get through tomorrow night and the big fights will follow.
Let's talk about the undercard. What do you want to see from Jack Catterall on his matchroom debut?
I want to see a statement. I want to see him be a little bit spiteful in there as well. It's difficult because Foley's a very good fighter, and it's difficult to look good against Foley, but he needs to look good. Obviously he's fought Josh Taylor. Many people felt that he won that fight. And ultimately he needs to make a statement to get the big fights, and I think he's the sort of uncrowned, undisputed world champion.
As you keep calling him.
Yeah, but that's kind of irrelevant now. He's got to go and do his own thing.
Darryl Foley, what a character. Is he signed to Matchroom?
Yeah.
He is. He said he was offered the Gary Colley fight before.
Correct.
Is that true?
Yes, true, yeah.
Is that a fight for the future?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously two Irishmen. I mean, if Foley wins tomorrow night, he puts himself in an unbelievable position, maybe to go on and fight Prograis himself. So we'll have to see what happens on Saturday.
What was the thought process of not having Foley on the Dublin card?
Because he took the Catterall fight.
Fair enough. The rematch, Lara Wood 2, there's two outcomes. Obviously, as we said, Lee Wood gets his belt back, or Lara wins again. How big a factor do you think it is, the fact that it's not in knots for Lee? What do you think that does?
But it's not in?
That it's not in knots?
No, not really. I mean, Lee's got a couple of thousand coming from Nottingham, so I think obviously you'd always prefer to be in your home arena. I mean, he had one win there, one fight of the year, he had one knockout defeat. I don't think it matters. Manchester Arena is an incredible arena. We have around 7,000 in there tomorrow, which is the same crowd size as Nottingham, so it'll be fantastic.
Going away from this card, Eddie, it seems this back and forth with yourself, Frazer Clarke and Fabio Wardley is going to continue until the fight happens. I just want your reaction to something that Frazer said in his recent interview. He said his credibility isn't in tatters and that you are used to being surrounded by fragile fighters. Do you agree?
No, Canelo, Katie Taylor, anthonyjoshua, Dillian White, Callum Smith, Luke Campbell, Devin Haney, Demetrius Andrade, Sonny Edwards, Bam Rodriguez, Dimitri Bivol. I mean, what, fragile fighters? I mean, listen, I love Frazer. I think he's a really nice player, and I actually regret saying that a little bit, that his reputation's in tatters, and it wasn't a dig at him. But let's be honest, what they did to him made him look absolutely awful, and he didn't deserve it, because he's up for that fight. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there was, you know, it was a stitch up, really, and his credibility over that incident is in tatters. But I shouldn't really have said it, because I don't know, because it's like something you'd say to someone you don't really like, but I do like him. But I've been around boxing for 35 years. I've been promoting boxing for 15 years nearly. I've done the biggest shows in the world with the greatest pound for pound fighters on the planet. So I don't really be around fragile fighters, but some fighters are fragile. I mean, he had to come off social media for a couple of weeks. It's a fragile sign.
What's the plan for Fabio then? Will he fight in August?
Yeah, he's going to fight in July, looks like, and then he's going to fight David Adelaide. So I spoke to George Warren yesterday. The board, I believe, are going to make the fight between David Adelaide and Fabio Wardley for the British title. I think Adelaide's fighting in June, Fabio's going to fight in July, and then we're going to do the fight in September, October, something like that. It's a brilliant fight, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I mean, the build-up has already started from the anthonyjoshua presser. El Mundo, Callum Smith will take on Beterbiev in Quebec in August. How disappointed were you to lose that pace bid? And can that still be shown on DAZN?
No, it's on Sky, that fight. Yeah, disappointed. We lost by 15 grand, and it was like a 2.1 million bid. So yeah, disappointed to lose that, but at the same time, he gets his shot at the world title, and on we go.
Speaking of purse bids, Alex Krasik and KG Promotions won the purse bid for Usyk Dubois. Are you shocked Queensbury lost the purse bid for that after they tweeted literally minutes before saying they're going to back their man?
Yeah, I mean, they bid 5 million or whatever it was. I think they lost by 3 million. Yeah. So sometimes, you know, people have got funding in place, but you know, it's a big number, and see what they do with the fight.
Brooke Ben kicked off last week in Dublin. People saying it was staged. It wasn't. Was it right?
Yeah, I think you don't really stage stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But you can look at it in a situation where Kel goes, "I want to get in his face," which is probably what happened. Yeah. But they didn't text each other before and say, "Just let you know, I'm going to come up to you in 5 minutes, and then I'm going to grab you around the throat and like, you know."
Since then, Conor's fought for fights against Thurman and Spence, but then we've seen the postponement of Smith Eubank. What realistically is next for Conor after everything's been cleared?
Yeah, I want him to fight Eubank. You know, that's the fight we want to make, and we'll see if we can get that done. But there's a lot going on with him and UKED, and we'll see what happens.
And finally, Bob Arum's taking shots at you again, saying you're a joke in America. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, he's about to lose his ESPN contract. He's 93 years old, which is legendary status, by the way, but he has absolutely no clue what is going on at all. But look, we're just a UK promoter that's gone over there and just done 55,000 in Guadalajara for Canelo. Did Canelo Triple G last year, sold that out. Canelo Bivol, sold that out. Taylor Serrano, sold that out. I mean, his biggest fight that he's done in many, many years is Haney against Lomachenko. Did 150,000 buys. He's doing Teofimo Lopez against Josh Taylor at the theatre, and they're struggling for ticket sales. Like, we've got Edgar Berlanga, we're about to sell that out. You know, so I don't know. Look, but I don't like saying bad things about Bob Arum, but he's obviously, yeah, he did me. So as far as I'm concerned, he's completely fucked and finished. All right, cheers.
Eddie, it's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for weighing in.